Hey guys, and welcome back. It's week 11's weigh-in, and this week's weigh-in is going to be way different than the other weigh-ins, right? Most notably because I didn't lose any weight. None. In fact, this week, my weight went up. So last week I was 358.4. This week, I am 360 on the dot. 360. I am going to show you my calorie count now because some of you may be thinking, well, he must have gone crazy on this calorie count. So here's my calorie count, and as you'll see, I didn't go crazy on my calorie count. In fact, I never went over my 1,000 calorie deficit. So you might be thinking to yourself, how is it that he is actually 1.6 pounds heavier than last week, even though he ate at a more than 1,000 calorie deficit every single day during the week, right? Well, I'll tell you, I'll be honest with you. The reason for that is because this week is the first week that I really started lifting weights seriously. So if you've watched my last few videos, you know I haven't really lifted weights in the last 15 years about. Right about 15 years. And I did a little bit of it, if you remember early on in the early weeks of the diet, I did a little bit of it in my other apartment gym, but they didn't really have a lot. So, it was really more like messing around, just trying to, get my, bearings back. But this week is the first week that I actually started to really lift, right? And my lifts, are pretty strenuous, especially yesterday's lift, was very, very strenuous. I tried to hit all the machines, do all of the proper movements, and really tried to test myself with the weight. So, and my muscles are extraordinarily sore, very, very sore, which necessarily means that they are going through a repair process, right? And which is normal, right? When you lift, your muscles tear a bit, they rebuild. And they get bigger, stronger in that process. That's the reason you lift, right? So, the muscles use a lot of water, a lot of protein to do that, right? I have absolutely no doubt that I am holding on to at least 1.6 pounds of water because of that process. I don't believe that I've actually gone up in weight eating at a deficit. In fact, I don't even really believe that that's possible. But I do believe that this is a direct result of muscle building, which, in my opinion, is good. I have absolutely no issue with that. But what I did do is, because it's clear that the scale is going to alter a bit, I went ahead and bought a body fat composition machine. So one of those that you hold, and it tells you what your body fat composition is, what your body fat percentage is, because that's going to be a little bit more telling, I think, with the fluctuations I expect to see over the next few weeks as my body gets used to getting back into lifting, as my body and my muscles start to work out some of the soreness that comes from that. Of course, as my body gets more used to it, as my muscles get more used to repairing themselves again and getting into that routine, my muscles will start to let go of some of that excess water that it's freaking out about right now, right? Because the muscles, when you first start doing this, they really freak out, right? Because, you're using them in ways that you haven't used them, especially me in 15 years, right? I haven't used them this way. So they're holding on to more water, they're holding on to more everything right now in attempts to repair themselves because they don't really know what the routine is going to be. But they will know because I have absolutely no intention of stopping the lifting part of this because I don't really desire to lose muscle as I'm losing this weight. So one of the ways to do that again is to eat good lean proteins and work out. Lifting and doing muscle training while you're losing the weight. But that does mean that the scale numbers might not fluctuate as much, which is why I'm buying that body fat percentage guy. Because if I can at least see some numbers changing there week to week, then the scale is not as important to me. I would love it. Dude, I would have absolutely no issue if I stayed 360 pounds and my body fat percentage dropped to like 18%. That's not going to happen because I'm 5'7", and nobody that weighs 5'7" nobody that's 5'7" is going to weigh 360 pounds at 18% body fat unless they're roiding up, right? It's just not going to happen, right? And I don't intend to roid up, so I know I'm not going to have 360 pounds of lean muscle, right? So that's kind of the logical flow I'm going through here. But I am going to continue to lift in hopes of maintaining as much of the muscle mass as I can on my way through the weight loss journey. Really not that concerned with it, but it is surprising, and I know some of you are going to be surprised when you see that the number actually went up this week. So I wanted to be honest with you. The number did go up. 360 is the number on the scale, up from 358.4. I believe that is going to be due to excess water weight. I don't have any illusions that I built any real amount of muscle in that time period of 1 week, right? So I don't believe I packed on 1.6 pounds of muscle. I don't believe I packed on any amount of actual muscle mass that's appreciable to a scale. I believe it is all water. I believe it to be at least at 1.6 pounds of water. Honestly, I think it's probably closer to 3 or 4 pounds of water, that I am retaining, even with the pill that I have to take for water loss. So, and I am looking at that as well. I'm looking at possibly getting some other diuretics as well to kind of help with the retention of the water. Though I do want my muscles to have the water they need and the protein they need to rebuild as quickly as possible, because I do need to get past this sore area, right? The time where you start initially lifting, your muscles are sore for a few weeks, and then your body gets used to the process. Your muscles aren't as sore when you go to work out, and you can get a good, decent workout, for each muscle group, without worrying about being so horribly sore. Right now, I will say if you're doing it right, you're going to be a little bit sore every single time. But I'm talking about the excruciating soreness where you can't get to sleep, you can't do certain things because your body is so sore. So anyway, guys, honestly, I'm not really that affected by this particular weigh-in because I have something to point to that I can say I believe that this is the situation. I don't have any proof. That's why I bought the body fat percentage machine. It should be coming in here this week. Really excited to get that. And then I will be sharing in future weigh-ins. I will be sharing my body fat percentages and my scale numbers. So that's something to look forward to as well. And if from week to week, again, I have to check this, but if from week to week the scale numbers are not going to fluctuate like I need them to, or like I want them to, on an ongoing basis, then I will probably start weighing in day to day, right? But I will provide those numbers week to week anyway. Not going to bother you with daily weigh-ins at every single one of these things. So anyway, guys, I wanted to give you guys a shout out. I know I owed you a weigh-in. That's week 11's weigh-in, 360. Again, I believe that's a lot of water weight. Thanks a lot, guys, for watching. Like and subscribe. Leave me some comments. Tell me what you think. And I would love to talk to you. So thanks again, guys. Bye.